the hard thing now, and this has only been, the second year it's been this way, the long layoff. So the rust is there. 7 days is a long time. Guys were supposed to, given itineraries to do and workouts and everything, and vacation sometimes trumps that. And then the All-Star game being in Toronto. But most of the guys got a little sweat in, but still the rust, the timing, going at a high, game speed is totally different than getting an individual workout.
Coach, how much of a sense of eagerness is it from your guys to kind of get back at it?
Everybody's excited. The body's, everybody mentally is into it. But again, like I was telling Ryan, just understanding that, hey, my timing may not be there. I got to be a little bit more conservative with my passes, conservative with my offensive moves I'm trying, or defensive gambles, until your body gets back in NBA rhythm and that type of thing.
Is it good mentally maybe to beat a team you've lost a whole bunch in a row to?
Well, they spanked us both times. We had a 11-point lead with that three minutes to go with this team, something like that. And they came back and just manhandled us the last portion of the game. And up here, they manhandled us for 48 minutes. So it's a situation where we've got to come out and compete for 48. We've got to come out with a chip on our shoulder because this team has our number, and it's been that way for a while. So we got to come out with that in mind.
Dwane, Jimmy Butler's such a significant piece of this team, but when he's not there, what kind of things that you have to adjust to him not being on the floor?
Well, the one thing, they're still they still are a good defensive team. Offensively, he did what he wanted to us in Toronto. That 50-point-plus game, whatever he had, was something that we had to prepare for offensively when he has the ball, and defensively he's a one-man wrecking crew. But they're still the same team. They're still very lethal. They still have Derrick Rose. They still have Paul Gasol. They're still a very, very good team. They're going to figure it out. Their injuries have really knocked them out, knocked them down a little bit. Portis last night came in and got 7 offensive rebounds, so they've got some high-quality players. They just got to get that rhythm, that togetherness, that chemistry. We just can't let it be tonight.
When looking more big picture, I know we talked a lot about Kyle and DeMar going into the All-Star game, but sitting here at the 50-odd game mark, how have they changed or evolved as players last year versus this year, especially off the floor, let alone leadership-wise, not just statistically?
I think confidence-wise, understanding what needs to be done, in crucial situations of the game, not getting overly frustrated. We still get a little bit too much frustrated with some bad calls every once in a while, but if things don't work out right, they have a better mentality of next play, next possession mentality, which is very important to a young team. I think they're much better at that. Kyle does a much better job this year versus the years prior. DeMar's playing through contact much better. So there's a lot of areas where they've gotten better over the past few years. And then defensively, there's a better, you wouldn't be able to tell our last Minnesota game, but the fouling 53 times, but we've got a better attention to detail defensively. We understand when things don't work out well defensively, what went wrong, who was at fault, and let's correct it. So there's a better mentality that we got to cut down on those situations as a team, but understanding that is a big step for us.
Again, DeMar, if you guys win tonight, DeMar becomes the Raptor with the most wins in franchise history, ties Mo Pete and Chris. What does that say about him, do you think?
Sticking with it. That young man has grown so much over the last 5 years that I've been here. Can't say it. I mean, from a young athletic athlete to a more of a complete basketball player. A guy that's worked on every phase of his game every summer. He's dedicated to the game. And the great thing about it, he's still not a finished product. He still can get better with his three-point shooting. He still can get better defensively. But the big strides he made to go from where he is to be an all-star is a great story. And it says a lot about him and what he's meant to the franchise and, you know, what he means to the franchise going forward.
No, I understand really haven't done anything, haven't had a lot of success as a franchise, but franchise records must mean something to players.
I'm sure it does. It has to. You know, your legacy is what your record is, and your resume is your record for players. And you know, for what if you have a record with the franchise as a player, it says a lot. I mean, and again, we're a growing franchise. I know 20 years is not a long time, but we're taking steps. And DeMar has been a big part of that. He's been a big engine for that growth. And we still are a growing team. So it's a feather in his cap to have that record.